Magandang araw, everyone. Welcome to the KaLIKHAsan Podcast, where we share stories and ideas that grow greener, smarter, and kinder futures. I'm Angelo Calaunan, your host for today, and we're diving into a topic that's reshaping how we live, produce, and consume. That is what we call circular economy. This episode is especially for our young leaders, students, and change makers who want to take action for a sustainable world. To guide us, I'm joined by Edwardson Husto, a circular economy specialist, certified project management professional, and natural builder who's been working on renewable energy projects, especially dams, here and other Southeast Asian countries. Welcome to the KaLIKHAsan Podcast, Edwardson. By profession, he's an engineer, but by passion, he is a circular economist. Community recycling, green innovation, and sustainable entrepreneurship are his advocacies. Welcome to the KaLIKHAsan Podcast. So, let's start from the roots. A lot of people hear the term circular economy, but what does it really mean? Can you break it down for us?
Sure, Angelo. The circular economy is really about shifting the way we think about materials and waste. In the traditional or linear system, we take, make, dispose. We extract raw materials, turn them into products, use them for a while, and then throw them away. In a circular economy, we design things differently from the very beginning so that materials can be reused, repaired, recycled, or even returned safely to nature. Instead of waste, we see resources that can flow in a continuous loop. It's not just about recycling, it's about rethinking the whole system, how the products are made, how long they last, and what happens after we're done using them. For example, imagine a pair of shoes made from plant-based materials, designed so that when they wear out, the parts can be repaired or composted instead of ending up in a landfill. That's circular thinking. It's a mindset of regeneration, of giving materials a second, third, or even fourth life, and in the process, creating livelihoods, reducing waste, and caring for the planet.
That's a very clear explanation. I love how it's really about rethinking the system. Not just recycling, but redesigning our whole approach to how we can make and use things. A follow-up question. How is this different from traditional sustainability approaches?
That's a great question. Traditional sustainability often focuses on reducing harm, using less, recycling more, or minimizing waste. Those are all good steps, but the circular economy goes further. Instead of just trying to do less damage, it's about designing systems that regenerate, where waste from one process becomes input for another, and materials are kept in use for as long as possible. It's not just about consuming responsibly, but about redesigning the entire system so that the growth and sustainability work hand in hand. Think of it as moving from less bad to actively good. It's an economy that gives back to both people and the planet.
Can you share a simple example? Something that shows circular economy in action? Maybe at the community level or youth level activities?
Sure, Angelo. One simple example is what some youth groups and social enterprises are doing with plastic waste and upcycling. For instance, there are communities collecting discarded plastic sachets and turning them into durable school bags, wallets, or even building materials. That's a circular thinking, taking something considered as waste and giving it new value. In some farms, young innovators are also using organic waste to make compost or biogas. turning what was once a problem into a resource that powers small communities or nourishes the soil. These examples may look small, but they show how creativity, innovation, and care for nature can actually close the loop. That's what the heart of the circular economy. Nothing is wasted, everything returns with purpose.
You know, young people today are more aware than ever. See, it's information age. But sometimes it's hard to see how um, individual action connects to a big idea like this word circular economy. Why do you think this concept matters so much for young leaders?
I think the circular economy really connects with young leaders because it speaks to our natural sense of creativity and purpose. This generation isn't satisfied with just talking about change. We want to build it. The circular mindset gives young people a framework for that. It says, we don't have to wait for a big industries or governments to fix things. We want to start right here, where we are, by reimagining how we use materials, design products, and build communities. It's all about innovation with empathy, creating solutions that care for what people and the planet. Young leaders are in a unique position to do that because we're not bound by old systems. We're curious, collaborative, and unafraid to experiment. When we talk about regeneration, it's not just about restoring the environment, it's about restoring hope, dignity, and opportunity through creative action. That's why the circular economy matters so much to youth leadership. It turns awareness into agency.
That's powerful. I like how you said young leaders can be regenerators, not just consumers. Can you tell us about youth project or initiative that really embodies that idea?
Okay, one great example I've seen is a group of students in northern Luzon who started project turning agricultural waste like rice husks and coconut shells into eco bricks and lightweight building materials. You know, it started small, just a school project, but it grew into a local social enterprise that now works with farmers and local builders. What's amazing is how it creates a full circular loop. Waste becomes construction material, young people gain livelihood skills, and the community gets affordable and sustainable housing. That's circular economy in real life, not just theory. It's youth innovation rooted in community and compassion.
Beautiful. It really shows how purpose and innovation can work together. It's not just about saving the planet, it's about creating opportunities. Good. Let's bring this closer to home. In your experience, what's happening in our local communities that reflects circular economy principles?
There's actually a lot happening at the community level. And what's beautiful is that it's not always coming from big organizations, but from local people who just care about their land and community. For example, in some upland farming communities, we've seen groups practicing regenerative agriculture, composting their waste, using natural fertilizers, and creating small circular systems within the farms. They reuse water, recycle organic waste, and even trade produce locally so that nothing is wasted. In towns near the coast, there are youth groups working on a waste to resource projects, collecting plastic bottles and sachets to turn into eco bricks or upcycled crops they can sell. Others are collaborating with local makers to create bamboo based alternatives to plastic products. What's inspiring is how these initiatives blend tradition and innovation. They build on indigenous knowledge, but add modern creativity and social enterprise. It's a proof that the circular economy isn't something foreign. It's already been part of our Bayanihan culture, just being rediscovered in new ways.
Those stories are so inspiring, especially seeing farmers, artisans, and young people working hand in hand. Of course, there are still challenges. What do you think are the biggest barriers for young people face in practicing or promoting circular ideas?
Well, there are definitely a few challenges. The biggest one is often funding and access to resources. A lot of young innovators have a great ideas but don't have the tools, capital, or mentorship to scale them up. Then there's awareness and mindset. Some communities still see waste as just garbage instead of a resource, so it takes effort to shift perspectives. And finally, policy support. Many of these local initiatives exist in small pockets, but without local government backing or incentives, it's hard for them to grow and connect. Still, the energy is there. Once young people see that circular solutions can also create jobs, save money, and build pride in local culture, it becomes unstoppable.
And despite those, we see hope. I've also seen how social media and storytelling can help. Sometimes a single reel or short video can inspire hundreds or even thousands of young people to act. As we wrap up, let's make it personal. If every listener could take one small action today to live one more circularly, what would you suggest?
If I could suggest one small action, it would be to start where you are and use whatever you have. Look around your home or community. There's always something you can repair, reuse, or share. Maybe it's fixing an old chair instead of buying a new one, or swapping clothes and books with friends instead of throwing them away. And most importantly, support local makers and farmers. Every time you buy local or choose handmade over mass produced, you're helping close the loop. You're keeping the value within the community and reducing waste. Living circularity isn't about perfection, it's about intention. One mindful habit at a time, we can rebuild a culture that values both people and the planet.
Yeah, that's such a great reminder that sustainability starts small, with one habit, one mindset shift, one choice at a time. Thank you so much, Engineer Ed, for joining us today. And thank you to everyone listening. Remember, the circular economy isn't just a theory, it's a movement. And young leaders like you are its driving force. If you enjoyed this episode, follow KaLIKHAsan Projects on Facebook and YouTube for more stories, motivational reels, and real-life journeys of farmers, innovators, and change makers who are transforming a sustainable future. Until next time, keep growing, creating, and regenerating. Thank you, and God bless us all.